What up, y'all? It's KP, the sports chick. So, I have a little bone to pick with the whole situation with Josh Brown. Um, First of all, anybody named Josh is seemingly having an issue with me right now in the NFL. Because, as we all know at this point, Josh Brown has been put on the commissioner's exempt list for his admission of domestic violence towards his wife, Molly Brown. But I'll just start by saying this. We can fine people for celebrating touchdowns, right? But we're not going to fine somebody who has not only admitted to domestic abuse, but there are instances of at least 20 times where he has committed domestic violence against his wife. Let me just read some of the information that was disclosed from the journals, emails, texts that he wrote over according to police documents. Well, the documents were part of a case that was filed on a May 22nd, 2015 arrest following an incident with his wife. In one of Brown's journal entries, he writes that, quote, "I have abused my wife." And he admits to being physically violent with her in more than 20 instances over the past several years. He admitted that he's been a liar for most of his life, that he's had a porn addiction, and that he's been abusive to women as young as 7 years old. But the clincher is that he claims to have allegedly been molested as a little boy. So he uses that as a catalyst for the fact that he thinks that that's why he treats or he has no regard for a woman as far as having an overwhelming sense of entitlement, and saying that he viewed himself as God and his wife as a slave. So he admits himself that he has been a, quote, physically, mentally, emotionally, and verbally repulsive man. So all these, entries in his journal and emails, this is something we're not quite sure that the New York Giants was aware of, but they re-signed Brown during the offseason. It was a 2-year, $4 million contract. But since the admissions in journal form have come out, the Giants have supported and backed Josh Brown. And, the most I can say about the situation is that they suspended Brown 1 game without pay in August for violating the policy. But the thing is that the NFL domestic violence policy establishes a 6-game baseline, and I'm reading here from ESPN, for first offenses, but allows for aggravating circumstances that can make the suspension longer, or mitigating circumstances that can make it shorter. So both Brown and the NFL Players Association argued that suspension isn't necessary, but the NFL determined that the one incident which the original report was filed required it to act. What does that all mean? Basically, this man has admitted to guilt, admitted to assaulting his wife over and over and over and over and over, and at times, 20 in the past several years. Why she hasn't just walked away, that's a whole other situation which we can touch on another day. But as it stands, that's what it is. But what drives me nuts is that they basically put this man on paid leave and you haven't fined him anything really for this. You suspended a game without pay, and he makes about $75,000 a game, but you're fining people for celebrating in the end zone. Now, I get the whole, if you're going to do the extra hard hit, all that stuff, but I think touchdown celebration penalties and well, penalty, fine, whatever. But these fines, these 5-figure fines that you guys put out there, 4 and 5 figure fines, is absolutely ridiculous. So, Steve Smith Sr., who watched his mother suffer abuse when he was a child, said that, it's a shame that the NFL acts like it cares. And he said, if Josh Brown's wife were his daughter, he would be on IR. And there's no room for weak men like that who should be even allowed to continue to play in the NFL, who do those kinds of weak. You can't handle your anger situations. And we're looking down at Colin Kaepernick. Listen, let's just keep it real. If Colin Kaepernick was doing the same thing, okay, that Josh Brown has admitted to, there'd be a little bit more controversy. And I mean, I don't have to say why I think that is the case, but I'm gonna delve more into the story as it progresses, but I want to hear from you, because my opinion is that he should never play in the NFL again. 20 times, one time is more than enough. You don't deserve to play in the NFL. Give that spot to somebody else who does deserve it. So what do you think? Do you think I'm totally wrong? Do you think that just, because he was molested allegedly as a little boy, that has caused trauma in his life and that his behavior is excusable? Let me know. KP the Sports Chick at YouTube. You can leave your comments there and check out this video and all my other videos. And you can go to kpthesportschick.com and you can find my videos there and my social media links as well. So let me know. Check it out.